And coming our way next is our famous segment called Pieces of Purpose. This will be hosted here by beautiful Sohera Sultan, who is a famous life coach. Sohera ji takes care of many of us with her soothing words. Great philosophers have stated that sometimes a cup of soothing words mixed with a spoonful of love heals wounds faster and better than a spoonful of medicine. If you believe in that remedy, then you will love Pieces of Purpose. This week, Sohera ji will talk to you and I about taking care of the caregiver. Beautiful. Let's lend our ear to her.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Sohera Sultan, your hostess and life coach. Welcome back to Pieces of Purpose. Whether it's running around to take care of your kids or being a caregiver of a loved one who's on a journey of chronic or possibly terminal illness, how does one take care of themselves when they are caregivers? I've talked about the emotional armor before, and as caregivers, it's difficult to maintain. On one hand, we feel the need of the armor so that we can be supportive and strong, but there's another part to it, which is to deliver with empathy. So what we try to do is place an emotional armor to protect us. But when you take care of someone from this place of commitment, you're putting your whole heart and self into this person. And it's tough not to be influenced by their day. It can affect your quality of life. We tell ourselves, I'm fine, this is my responsibility, I'm supposed to know how to handle this. But signs and symptoms start showing up. Your body starts telling you. Studies that were done about caregivers show that they may be affected by finding the need to isolate. It feels difficult to find people who will understand, whom will be able to connect with or find strength from without being pitied. No one wants to be pitied for what they would prefer no one else to do for their loved one. Oftentimes, caregivers don't have the right skills to cope, so another managing technique becomes pushing your emotions down and bottling them up. And in turn, what happens is that we end up erupting with emotional outbursts. The stress of caregiving can also manifest through physical ailments. You start getting sick all the time, chronic backaches, colds, gastrointestinal problems. We don't listen because we believe that we have to keep going. A fourth mistake caregivers make is ineffectively self-medicating. And I'm not talking about pills. I'm talking of self-medicating in a way that has an adverse reaction. That means substance abuse, compulsive eating unhealthy foods, gambling, becoming workaholics, smoking tobacco. As we start losing control of the world around us, we stubbornly start snatching for control in the wrong places. Depression can also develop over time. Some people are able to survive without it affecting them at all, and some soldiers of the heart have a tough time stepping out of their role. Growing up, most of us learned that taking care of others is more important than taking care of ourselves. And when we do take care of ourselves, we feel ashamed or selfish that it's hard to overcome it. It becomes a lack of strong personal boundaries. I cannot reiterate enough how important self-compassion is. Do something for yourself every single day. It doesn't have to require a lot of time. It could even be 10 minutes a day, but it needs to be at the start of your day so that you begin by having been rejuvenated from within. There's a quote that says, living so you aren't merely alive, but also living well. How do we make it better? Start with creating a self-care plan for yourself. Make sure the plan that you create is sustainable and nothing gets in the way of you and that planned time. Say no to what hurts you. If looking at snapshots makes you feel cruddy about your life, delete the app. Those things that weaken your resilience have no place in your life. Strengthen your resilience. Embrace spirituality. Spirituality may be found through prayer, but can also be found through contemplation. Give yourself time to be in the presence of what is larger than you, so that on days that aren't in control, you can recognize the burden is not yours alone. Be mindful, be present. Midday, check in with yourself. Are you still where you need to be, or do you need to give yourself another 10 minutes? Be grateful of the caregiving that you've been called to do. Find the post-traumatic growth that the situation rewards. As a single mother of 2 kids, working multiple part-time jobs to be able to work around my children's schedule and to make ends meet, I went for years without taking care of myself. Finally, my body gave up. It sent me to the hospital, and it was the first time I tasted death that close to myself. But having mercifully been given a second chance, I saw that now I had to make my life count. And now, when I'm more in tune with my body than ever before, possibly even more importantly because I remember that my life must count, I've learned to take that pause so that I never again get stopped. I described it as we want to make sure that even when we feel like we've become a winter tree, that we await the arrival of spring, standing firm in our roots and held high by our branches. As caregivers, emotionally things can get heavy. Make sure you schedule something fun, balance your life with those who let you be silly and enjoy. Make sure you get your exercise, force yourself to do it. Release those endorphins. Get support when you need it, counselors, support groups, coaches, helpers that you're not the only caretaker. All right? Well then, thanks for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you next time. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook, Sahara Pieces of Purpose. Remember, bring yourself to the top of the care chain. Only makes you stronger and emotionally available. Don't let others miss out on the complete you. Till next time.